All right, guys. All right. Welcome to the Pitchfork podcast. We're gonna be doing things a little bit differently today. We're gonna try to get some more things getting going earlier and getting on going on time, guys. On time. I know you guys are probably excited to hear that. Get right into the news as soon as we get into the show. I understand that you guys want to get right into the news. You don't want to get into the nitty gritty. You want to get down to the getting down early and on time. With that being said, guys, let's get into it. All right. So we're gonna breeze through some news stories, guys. We're going to start off with a few websites. So we're going to do some videos. We're also going to discuss some general news. General news, guys. Let's go over to Newsweek first. There were a few stories that I thought were pretty interesting. Number one, first story. Biden says no intel briefings for Donald Trump. He might slip and say something. Oh, my God. All right, so as always, guys, you want to make sure you follow the news story. Guys, make sure that you follow the links in the chat, guys. I'm going to be posting links in the live chat on both Twitch and also on YouTube and beyond. All right, guys. So we're going to make sure that we don't ignore the Twitch chat because Twitch has been supporting me. Twitch has been on point. So I understand there's a... So we're going to pause that real quick because I'm just playing through my head, my speakers right now. My headset. So with that being said, guys, make sure you get the link in the live chat. Make sure you follow along with me. That way you know I'm not just giving you a bunch of nonsense, just feeding you a bunch of BS. I want you guys to follow me along. I want you guys to fact check me. Make sure that I'm being honest to you. That's how you keep me honest, so you keep everybody else honest, okay? All right, so once again, the title of this story from Newsweek is going to be Joe Biden says no intelligence briefings for Donald Trump. He might slip and say something, written by Daryl Roach on February the 6th, 2021. All right. Let's go and get into this news story. President Joe Biden has said former President Donald Trump should no longer receive intelligence briefings and suggested Trump could reveal the sensitive information contained in them. Biden gave his first network TV interview to CBS Evening News' Norah O'Donnell on Friday, and she asked him directly about his predecessor continuing to have access to classified intel. Let me ask you then, something you do have oversight of as president. Should former President Donald Trump still receive intelligence briefings? O'Donnell asked the president. I think not, Biden said, and O'Donnell asked why he thought that way. Well, because of his erratic behavior unrelated to the insurrection, Biden said. You've called him an existential threat. You've called him dangerous. You've called him reckless, O'Donnell went on. Yeah, I have, and I believe it, he replied. What's your worst fear if he continues to get these intelligence briefings? O'Donnell asked. I'd rather not speculate out loud, the president said. I just think there is no need for him to have the intelligence briefing. What value is giving him an intelligence briefing? What impact does he have at all, other than the fact he might slip and say something? So right now he's going after Trump pretty hard, man. He's saying he's not gonna get. Oh my God. He is not going to get the approval of Joe Biden to get intelligence briefings. There's another story here. Marjorie Taylor Greene has an average of 24% approval rating among Republicans. Okay, but that is going to be interesting. We're going to look into that news story a little bit later. But once again, I don't want to get further into the story because it's kind of longish, But once again, I kind of gave you the meat and the bones of it. Joe Biden doesn't want to give Donald Trump intelligence briefings because he fears that Donald Trump will reveal something. He fears that Donald Trump will just slip up and say something, that he will just blurt out national security, which, let's just be honest, that would be a very Trump thing to do. Because Donald Trump, that's the one, I guess, plus to Donald Trump. If there's anything, right? If there's one plus to Donald Trump, I guess. If there's one thing that you could say about Donald Trump, it is the fact that Donald Trump, he tends to show us the real side of the media, the real side of things. He tends to show us the truth of the matter. we tend to watch the media. We tend to look at things. You know, Donald Trump would just say stuff, right? He would just say stuff and never realize what he was saying. Like he would reveal, he would pull the curtain back on things. He would pull the curtain back on things. And it was so strange to kind of see that, I guess. Because like I was always intrigued by Donald Trump. I was always interested by Donald Trump. You know, that was the one effect that he had on people that I thought was pretty interesting, in that he made it so that people had to be honest. You know, and I guess we can't take that away from him. We can't take that away from him. We have to, you know, at some point be a little bit honest about Donald Trump and tell the truth. You know, we kind of created him. You know, we created him. We made him what he is. And I think that the sooner that we're honest about that, the better that we are as a country, you know, and just calling things as we see it, and just not being fooled by, you know, people that may come along who are exactly like Donald Trump. We have to, at some point, be honest with ourselves, you know. Let's stop pretending like we didn't elect this guy, because we clearly did. Let's stop pretending like we didn't, you know, put this guy in office, because we clearly did. Clearly. Presidents don't put themselves in office. We put them in there. So I want you to understand that Donald Trump is only a reflection of who we are as a country. Whatever that means, for good or for bad, that's what it means. That's what it means. And the biggest hurdle, I think, to us progressing as a country is figuring out. Let's say that I believe people when they say that Donald Trump is a racist, sexist, homophobe, right? Let's say that I believe them, and let's say that I actually entertain that. Well, if that be the case, and if people knew that, then what does that say about our country? If that's the case and people knew that, then what does that say about our country? What does it say that we have people who ignored the fact that this man's racist? I ain't talking about like the first time around when people were voting for him, right? I'm talking about the second time around. What happens? What does that mean about that country? What would you include? What would you conclude about that country? If you're saying that this man is a racist, sexist, homophobe, what are you saying about your neighbors? If you're saying that this man is evil, this man hurts people, what are you saying about your neighbors? What are you saying about, you know, what are you saying about people who you know and love? What are you saying about them? You know, the answer to the question of is Donald Trump a racist is almost more frightening than answering that question. What does that say about our country? It's a real frightening thought. It's a real frightening thought. And I don't think we can overstate that. Let's go over to a live scene though. All right, so we're gonna go over to a new scene. See, I changed it up on you. I love to, you know, give people new stuff. I'm always into new things, always into giving y'all new stuff, always into trying to be different, man. So there we go. So we got another live scene here. So let's go down here and take a look, see what we can spot out. Got another news article to get to here. Dog in the background chewing up some food. Hope you don't mind. He's hungry. He's a hungry hippo. 135-pound pit bull. All right, so here goes another story here. Louisville cop demoted for involvement in Breonna Taylor investigation. So we're gonna pick up that one. Also, this story. And this story. All right, so we got a few stories loaded from Newsweek. Louisville cop Kim Burbrink demoted for involvement in Breonna Taylor investigation. All right, so this is going to be pretty interesting, guys. Another cop has been demoted because of their involvement in the Breonna Taylor situation, and it is pretty interesting how the cards are flopping here. This is written by Daniel Villarreal on February 2nd, which was yesterday. And these commercials from Daz Studio has been killing me. All right, so let's close this out. So mute the audio for now. All right, so Kim Burbrink, the Louisville Metro Police Department LMPD major who oversaw officers involved in the March 13th shooting death of 26-year-old black woman Breonna Taylor, has been demoted to lieutenant after allegedly defying an order from her commanding officer not to question departmental investigators looking into her department's behavior in the raid that led to Taylor's death. In a January 19th memorandum, Chief Eric Shields wrote to Burbrink, "You failed to follow a direct order given to you from Lieutenant Colonel Andy McClinton to not contact or ask questions regarding any investigations pertaining to the criminal interdiction unit." While the memorandum didn't include complete details of Burbrink's failure in following McClinton's order, one instance may have involved Burbrink's attendance of a May 14th virtual briefing with investigators. Burbrink was commander of the LMPD's interdiction division, the division being investigated. So again, she's the commander of the division that's being investigated. So again, she should definitely shut up because of conflicts of interest, obviously. According to Sergeant Jason Vance of the Public Integrity Unit, PIU, Burbrink reportedly asked pointed questions, casting doubt on the PIU's evidence collection methods at the shooting scene, WDRB reported. When the investigators mentioned that there had been inconsistencies in Detective Brett Hinkerson's account of the raid, Burbrink allegedly requested specifics despite the fact that investigators considered such details sensitive information. Vance wrote that it seemed as if Burbrink was conducting a cross-examination of the investigators. Investigators apparently requested then Deputy Chief Robert Schroeder and other high-ranking department officials that Burbrink not attend the virtual briefings in the first place because she was considered an informational witness. The then Deputy Chief Robert Schroeder later apologized for Burbrink's behavior, calling her attendance of the meeting a mistake, according to Vance. In addition to being demoted, Burbrink was also moved from her old division to the Special Operations Division. At the time of her demotion, she was also under investigation for the October 16th conversation she had with Major Michael Shue though details about that investigation haven't been released by the LMPD. I consider the demotion and transfer to be both appropriate and necessary to the maintenance of good order and discipline within the department, Shields wrote in the memo announcing Burbrink's demotion. Police shot Taylor 5 times after knocking down her apartment door with a battering ram after midnight on a no-knock search warrant in pursuit of 2 suspected drug dealers who weren't in her apartment. On June 19th, the LMPD delivered a letter firing Hankerson. In it, then Police Chief Robert Schroeder wrote that Hankerson's actions were a shock to the conscience and represented extreme violations of the LMPD's operating regulations and departmental rules regarding the use of deadly force. On September 23rd, the state of Kentucky announced 3 grand jury indictments against Hankerson for wanton endangerment in the first degree.
Seems to me
the indictments against him didn't pertain to Taylor's death, but rather his shots fired during the raid that traveled through walls into nearby apartments during the raid. He was the only of the 3 LMPD officers criminally implicated for their roles in Taylor's death and was also the only officer fired. Newsweek contacted the LMPD for comment. I'm pretty sure that they didn't get back to you. Oh my God, I'm pretty sure they didn't want to reach back out to you. Pretty sure that the phones are busy. You know, the phone lines, them damn phone line gremlins, you know. They got them tongue, you know. You know how that go. Right? So let me make sure I give you guys a link to that. I'm posting a link. Let me go ahead and post a link in the Twitch chat, because Twitch has been holding me down there too. By the way, guys, make sure you hit the like button, hit the share button. Make sure you share the content everywhere. The only way that I grow is through you, because YouTube wants to make sure they suppress and algorithmically demote me because I say naughty things about police officers. But I think you guys don't particularly mind. So we're gonna get into some more news stories, guys. Let me know which news sources you want me to read from, and I will do that. I like to read from different sources, not just from the left, but also from the right. I'll go to Newsmax. I'll go to Fox News. I have no problem with that. All right, so let's go ahead and move past this particular news story. All right. We are moving past. We are breezing past, guys. Listen. I do this every day. We're gonna breeze past these stories because I want you guys to get your news and get on through. You feel me? If you want your news quickly, but you want it with a little bit of jazz to it, come to me. I'll give you what you need, baby. Promise you, always. So let me go ahead and give you a link to what we're looking into right now. So make sure you guys get a link to this in the live chat, because this next story is going to be kind of a doozy. This next story is going to be, oh my God, pretty interesting. So I want to make sure everyone gets a link to this, because if you don't get a link to this, man, I want you to follow along. So let me go post this in the Twitch chat, because again, I'm going to clip all this. So I'm going to make sure I put separate videos up there, because a lot of people have been telling me to do that. I just haven't been doing it because I just don't. I don't know, man. Like, call me weird. I think it's just lazy, man. I want to make content for you, but I always want to be like new content. I don't want to be like some content that I already fucking did. It doesn't really make sense to me, you know. I already did that content. So I mean, but if you guys want that, I'll give you that. I won't be happy about it. You know. I want to give you fresh new content every time, man. Every time. I don't want to give you the same bullshit. Like, I'm not like some people who just, you know, just want to give you the same rehashed bullshit over and over and over again. No, I want to give you some different content. I want to give you some different stuff that you could damn chew on. You know, like, it's not gonna be all like fuck the police. It's gonna be sometimes fuck Joe Biden, sometimes fuck Donald Trump, sometimes fuck judges. You get a variety here. You know, it's not gonna be just any old one thing. Now, there might be stretches in which it might just be like one thing, but that's not what it's going to always be. That's one thing that people misunderstand about about me, is that I go for whatever seems to be the biggest problem in the moment. That's the one thing you got to understand me. That's one thing that I think a lot of people misunderstand about me, that I just bash cops, I just bash Trump supporters. No. I go for whoever's in the whoever I perceive is the biggest problem in that moment. In that moment. Like, for example, if I think Joe Biden's supporters are a problem in that moment, they can get it too. They ain't special. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into this next news story. By the way, thank you to Patrick Wilson for subscribing to the channel. Also, hi, I'm Got Fruit. Also subscribing to me on Twitch. Follow me on Twitch. All right, so House members could take paycheck hit up to $10,000 if they ignore new security measures. Oh my God, that is a hell of a fine, boy. Yeah, so basically this is about COVID. This is about COVID. It's about some other things too. Security, several things. It's getting real spicy up in here. Yo, they trying to hit checks. You feel me? They trying to hit checks. So, all right. So, U.S. House members who flaunt new security measures implemented at the Capitol in the wake of the January 6th riots now face hefty fines that could come directly out of their paychecks. That is ridiculous. But I love it. U.S. Representative Jim McGovern, a Massachusetts Democrat who chairs the House Rules Committee, told Newsweek the change comes from a growing distrust among members and increased safety concerns after supporters of the then President Donald Trump stormed the Capitol to disrupt the certification of President Joe Biden's election. There is a lot of unease among some of our members in light of the terrible thing that happened January 6th, McGovern said. Wow, there's some interesting things happening here. So in the days after the riots, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi had new metal detectors installed at the members' entrance to the chamber, but reports immediately emerged of the members walking past them, setting them off, but refusing to stop or arguing with the Capitol Police about them. McGovern said those reports are what ultimately prompted the fines. So you have members who are just walking past metal detectors and just saying, screw it. Screw it. Oh my God. So they just walking past like, you know what? We didn't just have a freaking insurrection event, you know. None of that happened. None of that happened, you know. I care about my feelings. You make me uncomfortable. You make me uncomfortable. I care about my feelings. I don't care about security. My feelings. Oh my God. Could you imagine? Could you imagine being this damn entitled? Could you imagine? The American people have to sit there and be scrutinized, you know, be drugged through, have their personal files gone through by the freaking FBI, CIA, every alphabet soup agency out there, right? But they can't tolerate going through a damn metal detector. Oh my God, talk about entitled. Talk about entitled. Talk about it. We've had a rule in place for over 50 years that says you can't bring guns on the House floor and certain other areas of the Capitol. To my knowledge, we've never before had a problem with it until recently, McGovern said. I feel we had no other choice. They think just because they are members of Congress, they can do whatever the hell they want to do. Ooh. He's saying no, you don't. A new fines, $5,000 for the first violation and $10,000 for any others, were adopted on the near party line vote this week, with most Democrats in favor and all Republicans opposed to the proposal, which was tucked into a larger measure to expedite the passage of a COVID-19 relief package that Biden's pushing as a top priority. Members can't use campaign cash or their office accounts to pay fines. If members don't pay up within 90 days, the money will come directly from their capital pay, so they won't be able to ignore the new penalties if they decide to ignore the metal detectors. CNN reported late Friday afternoon that Republican reps Louis Gohmert of Texas and Andrew Clyde of Georgia had already received notice that they've been fined under the new rule. Clyde and Gomer's offices didn't respond to Newsweek's request for comment. Earlier in the day, McGovern told Newsweek he had been watching for culprits, but he hadn't seen any or heard of any violations at the time. I think people have been lining up politely to follow the rules, McGovern says. It's sad we had to do it, but I felt we had no choice. His office didn't immediately respond to a follow-up question about the reports of Clyde and Gomer's possible penalties. The acting House Sergeant at Arms, who was ultimately tasked with enforcing the rule, didn't respond to Newsweek's request for comment, and a spokesman for the Bipartisan Ethics Committee, where members can appeal the fines, would not comment when reached by Newsmax. The House agreed to a similar proposal last month, opting to fine members who don't wear masks on the House floor amid the ongoing coronavirus pandemic. Those penalties, $500 for the first offense and $2,500 for subsequent ones, also can be taken from member pay. They going in, bro. They going in. I love it. I love it, because, you had American people being punished, being locked up for having their kids on the beach, having their children on the freaking playground. Wearing a thong on the goddamn beach, COVID violations and shit. You had a lot of interesting things happen. A lot of things happen. And I think that it is unfortunate that many politicians haven't been given the same treatment that many police officers have been given the American people. I think that it's very, very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate they haven't been given the treatment that many officers have been given to people. Because many officers have been giving the people the business. A lot of officers have been locking up people for COVID violations and shit. Officers have been treating people like they are less than human in some cases. So I think it's very unfortunate that many politicians haven't felt the exact same pain that the American people have been feeling. And many of them have been subjected to the exact same COVID violations and COVID lockdown procedures that many of us have. You remember Nancy Pelosi? Nancy Pelosi was getting her hair done, getting her hair did, while the state of California was locked down. Everybody else's, literally everybody else's beauty freaking parlor was closed down except for Nancy Pelosi's. I find something wrong with that, don't you? Don't you? I think something's wrong with that, don't you? I don't think that's right, do you? Do you think that is right, that these people operate by a completely different set of rules that you operate from? They pass laws that they don't have to freaking follow? Don't you find that interesting? I find it very, very interesting. Oh my God, I think it's very, very intriguing. Very spicy. Let's move on though. All right, so the state of Virginia may be legalizing marijuana. The state of Virginia. If you live in Virginia, this is going to be good news for you. I think it's always good news when the drug war is ending. I think it's always great news. Always great news when the drug war ends. Always great news when the drug war ends. The drug war is stupid, people. The drug war is dumb. So one more state, ending the drug war is always a good thing. One more state deciding maybe we shouldn't lock people up for smoking a damn joint is always a good thing. I think it's wonderful when the drug war takes one more hit. I think it's wonderful what's happening in Oregon right now, legalizing hard drugs or decriminalizing hard drugs and legalizing magic mushrooms. I think it's wonderful. I think it's wonderful that we are not giving police an opportunity to harass poor folks. I think it's wonderful that we aren't using tax money that we could be spending to feed people, to punish people for doing drugs. I think it's wonderful. I think it's wonderful. It's always great. It's always a good thing to hear. Virginia State House and Senate votes to legalize marijuana starting in 2024. Written by Jeffrey Martin on February 5th, 2021, which was yesterday. It's a Newsweek article. Let's get into it. Virginia State Senate and House of Delegates approved marijuana legalization bills on Friday, paving the way for the statewide legal consumption of marijuana. Virginia Governor Ralph Northam's signature is required before the bill becomes law. If Northam signs, marijuana will be legal for individuals 21 years and older to consume on a recreational basis. Virginia will become the 16th state to legalize marijuana. Introduced by Virginia Senator Adam Eben, the Senate bill would eliminate criminal penalties for simple possession and automatically expunge certain marijuana-related criminal charges for some individuals' records. After some debate, the bill passed the Senate with a vote of 23 to 15. A similar version of the bill was passed by the House with a vote of 54 to 42. Lawmakers are expected to iron out the differences between the two bills before sending a final bill to Northam. I think that Virginia is on a path to an equitable legalization plan for marijuana, Evans said Friday, according to the Associated Press. There have been a few bumps, but I'm hopeful that we'll have a polished bill we can agree upon in the next few weeks. Newsreach reached out to Northam's office for comment. Okay. Interesting. So, I mean, it'd be interesting if Virginia actually legalizes. That would be something good. I think, again, I want people to understand, people have branded me as a hardcore, like, libertarian, and I don't mind that. I have no problem with people calling me that. I have no problem with that. But I think that it's wonderful that in the capital of the Confederacy, especially, with marijuana being used against people of color and black people in particular so much that it is great to legalize. I think it's the first step towards racial reconciliation. I think it's the first step towards it. I think that maybe the interactions between police and people of color will be a little bit more positive because a lot of negative interactions happen because of the freaking drug war. And so I'm really, really hoping that there is more of a conversation and maybe there's more peaceful interactions between people of color and police now. Now that drugs are becoming legalized and now there's less of an excuse for people to even for people of color to even encounter the police. I think that's wonderful. That we're doing less to cause the encounters to happen in the first place because it's hard to hold a grudge if there's never anything to hold a grudge because of. All right, let's go ahead and move on to Fox News. All right. So there are a few stories here, as you can see. Oh my God. This first one here, we are definitely going over. This one here, that immediately grabbed my attention because I wanted to open the stories up again, but if I open up all the articles, it's going to slow my computer down so bad. I don't have my new equipment yet. It is pretty crazy. It's gonna be pretty wild, that one. I want to get a few stories in and get that story in. All right, so here's the first story here. This one here is gonna be pretty interesting. It's gonna be that the thumbnail they have on the front page is gonna be pretty crazy. This story is about Yemen. And I don't think people realize the damage that the Obama administration did to Yemen. People don't discuss this a lot, but people pretend like Barack Obama is this black savior. Like he was the best thing for people of color, and it's like I don't know if you've seen what the Obama administration did to freaking Yemen and Libya, but it wasn't good for people of color, man. You know, because if you were dark, man, it was almost like Barack Obama took pleasure in killing you. It was kind of wild. I ain't gonna lie to you. Biden administration to remove terrorist designation from Yemen's um, Houthi militia. Once again, let me try that again. Story coming from Fox News. Biden administration to remove terrorist designation from Yemen's Houthi militia. Biden announced the end of support of Saudi-led offensive operations earlier this week. Adam Shaw of Fox News published 7 hours ago. Okay, this is going to be a pretty spicy one. The Biden administration said Friday that it is removing the terrorist designation from the Iranian-backed Houthi militia in Yemen, reversing the move made in the final days of the Trump administration and the latest sign of the different approach to the war-torn Middle East. After a comprehensive review, we can confirm that Secretary of State Anthony Blinken intends to revoke the Foreign Terrorist Organization and specially designated global terrorist designations of Ansarullah, I want to say, a State Department spokesperson said. We have formally notified Congress of the Secretary's intent to revoke these designations and will share more details in the coming days. The U.S. has given support to the Saudis in the conflict, and former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo imposed sanctions on the Houthis and designated them as a foreign terrorist organization, or FTO. That move was part of the administration's efforts to isolate Iran and also support the Saudis in the region. The Trump administration simply recognized reality, Pompeo said last month. The Houthi forces are terrorists, underwritten by the theocracy, the kleptocracy, I want to say, that runs the Islamic Republic of Iran. That regime is funding a missile program, funding capabilities inside of Yemen that put Europe at risk, put the Middle East at risk. Wow, that's some bold claims there, my friend. Jesus, like you make them sound like freaking Nazis. Houthis seized territory, including the capital of Sana'a in 2014. In response, a Saudi-led coalition launched a military intervention in 2013. The conflict has led to the deaths of 112,000 people and has obliterated the country's infrastructure. United Nations estimates say 13.5 million Yemenis face food insecurity. 13.5 million. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. A recent UN report said there was a growing body of evidence showing that the Iranian regime is sending weapons and weapons components to the Houthis, including anti-tank guided missiles, sniper rifles, and RPB launchers, all with markings consistent with those made in Iran. That report also accused all parties involved of continuous and widespread human rights and international law violations with impunity and escalations in fighting and its impact on civilians, including displacements. However, the designation by the Trump administration had been also opposed by the UN experts as well as international aid groups who feared it would hamper peace talks and complicate the delivery of humanitarian relief. The State Department on Friday said the decision has nothing to do with our view of the Houthis and their reprehensible conduct, including attacks against civilians and the kidnapping of American citizens. We are committed to helping Saudi Arabia defend its territory against further such attacks, the spokesperson said. Our action is due entirely to the humanitarian consequences of this last-minute designation from the prior administration, which the UN and the humanitarian organizations have since made clear would accelerate the world's worst humanitarian crisis. But the move drew criticism from Republicans. Examples of Houthi terrorism include firing missiles indiscriminately at civilians in a G20 capital population center and kidnapping U.S. citizens. the Senator Bill Haggerty, Republican for Tennessee, tweeted, "If at State Department review is truly comprehensive and honest, then it would not delist Houthis as foreign terrorist organization." Wow. So Joe Biden has removed the Houthis as a foreign terrorist organization as a way of trying to get aid to them. Listen, I'm not saying that I don't believe him. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying, like, if they're kidnapping U.S. citizens, if they're firing missiles, the G20 capital, if they're doing such things, I'm not advocating for us to go to war in Yemen or Libya or to get involved in foreign conflicts. Trust me, I'm the last person to ever suggest that. But I am saying that you can't just leave people out on a damn island either now. You can't just do that. So I mean, like, what do you do in this particular scenario? I don't know. That's a real tough one. I gotta say, that's a real tough one. But let's move on. All right, so Oakland woman charged in $4.5 million coronavirus relief loan scheme. Burden spent most of the money on luxury items and travel, DOJ says. This is coming out of California, written by Audrey Conklin of Fox News. This is going to be crazy. I heard about this story a while ago. Chick was bold, man. She was bold. I'm giving you links to the story in the chat, guys, on Twitch, everywhere else. This chick was bold, man. This chick, listen, I don't know if I could be this bold, man. I don't know if I could be this bold. Like, this is some bold shit. She took money that was meant for coronavirus relief, right? And just spent it on luxury items. I mean, she went balling, son. Baby went balling. Baby said, "Mama want a brand new car. Mama want a brand new everything. Mama getting all that." She said, "I don't need good credit for Best Buy. I got the best kind of credit card, tax money, baby. That's what I got, baby." I would almost not be mad at her if she didn't get caught. I would almost not be mad at her if she didn't get caught. But you got caught, so now I'm gonna make fun of you. Oh my God! Here we go. Here, story from Fox News out of California. Oakland woman charged in $4.5 million coronavirus relief loan scheme. Burden spent most of the money on luxury items and travel, DOJ says, written by Audrey Conklin of Fox News. Oh my God. If you're going to steal the money, right? You're supposed to keep a low profile, baby. You're supposed to spend the money and just be all loud with it. Because if you're loud with it, they're going to catch you. Listen, this is why so many criminals get caught, because they just dumb. Criminals are dumb, like actual criminals. I ain't talking about like actual masterminds now. Like, a mastermind is not going to get caught in this kind of scheme. A mastermind is going to have more sense than fucking this, right? A mastermind is going to think some shit through. You can tell this person never had shit. You can definitely tell. It shows. This person never had shit. It shows. Because if they've ever had shit, they would not immediately go to buy luxury items. They would wait. They would immediately not go to get luxury items. They would wait. They'd be patient. But you see, a lot of people get caught because they do dumb shit like this. They're stupid shit like this. It's just dumb. Dumb baby, dumb. Yeah, dumb. Just dumb shit. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you a little bit backstory before we get into the story. This chick, right? She took money that was intended for a relief fund, for people who were suffering, people who lost their jobs, their businesses, and everything else, and she decided to go spend that on herself. And then she got caught. Now, I'm not saying that she shouldn't have done it. Yes, I would definitely say she should not have done it. But if you're gonna do it, at least don't get caught, right? But see, if you do it and you get caught, then not only am I not gonna feel sorry for you, then I'm gonna make fun of you. Then I'm gonna say you're dumb. You're dumb, you're stupid, and you deserve what you get. All right? Then I'm going to say that everything that's happened to you, you deserve. Right? I want you to understand something, right? I'm not a cruel guy. I totally understand that people sometimes don't have things. And so sometimes they resort to schemes. And I get that, but if you're going to do it, don't get caught. That's all I'm saying. A California woman has been charged with trying to defraud the pandemic relief program of $4.5 million in loans, according to the Justice Department. Christina Burden, 31 of Oakland, was charged with one count of bank fraud in June when she applied for and received a $684,375 Paycheck Protection Program loan for a shell company. Burden went on to submit 9 additional fraudulent PPP loan requests and wound up being granted more than $4.5 million for 4 different bogus companies, the DOJ reported, citing a criminal complaint. Listen, that's proof that not only are most criminals dumb, most criminals, right, they're greedy. See, it's not just that they want money; they want it all, right? There's a difference between a drug dealer who's been doing it for years and years and years and never been caught, not even once, right? And somebody who you can tell hasn't even held up a goddamn gas station before, right? You can just tell these kind of people, right? Whenever you get a chance, whenever you sit down with your friends, I want you to figure out who you can rob a goddamn bank with. Now, I want you to understand something. That is not a criteria to have a freaking friend, of course. But I want you to do that thought experiment because it's an eye opener. It helps you see who is actually intelligent and who isn't. It helps you see who is smart and who's dumb. People always say, "Oh, I would survive in Jason Bourne. I would survive in Zombie Apocalypse. I would." Everybody is the hero in their own story. Everybody is the hero of their own story. Everybody is. Everybody is the hero of their own story. And this chick, I guarantee you, she thought she was the fucking hero. That she thought, I'm the little guy, fighting back against the big guy by taking money from the little guy. So you're trying to rob Peter to pay Paul, and stuff. It's even worse. This is robbing Peter to pay Paul if you've got multiple fucking personalities. This is robbing Peter to pay Paul if you have multiple personality disorder. Oh my God. Let's go on here. The Paycheck Protection Program provides a financial lifeline to needy businesses and their employees, prosecutors said. We allege that Christina Burden obtained PPP funds by fraud, submitting false business information, false employee numbers, false bank account statements, and false tax returns. Do you understand that any one of these things can get you locked away for a good little minute? You did all these things. You went for the fraudulent fucking high score. I'm going to read that again, okay? We allege, this is from the prosecutors, we allege that Christina Burden obtained PPP funds by fraud, submitting false business information, false employee numbers, false bank statements, and false tax returns. Baby, you going down. If any of that is true, you going down. Burden spent the majority of the PPP cash she received on material items and personal luxuries, including private jet travel, hotel stays, boat rentals, restaurant expenses, luxury cars, Louis Vuitton and Neiman Marcus products, and other specialty items, the complaint states. Wow. Wow. So she took your money, your tax money that was meant for struggling businesses, and brought herself a new Louis Vuitton purse. You know what? You know what, man? She said, listen, in her story, right? I guarantee you, in her head, because everybody's a hero in their own goddamn story, right? In her head, she's a hero. In her head, she's done nothing wrong. I guarantee you, in her head, she's done nothing wrong. She's the victim here. I guarantee you, in her head, she's the victim here. She's done nothing wrong. What's wrong with you for questioning her? Don't you think that the little guy should win sometimes? I guarantee you, right? When she gets on that stand, she's gonna say, "Well, I've never been in trouble before, and I understand the full consequences of my actions. I understand the full consequences of my actions, and I don't want to go to jail. I understand. I do community service. You know, she ain't never did community service before, right? People that take other people goddamn money and spend it on Louis Vuitton shit clearly has not done community service, right? They are not the goddamn type, right? But I guarantee you, when she takes the goddamn stand, I do community service. I do. I understand the consequences of my actions, and I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I guarantee you, it's gonna be just like that. Some sob bullshit story. Burden's fraudulent applications including doctor bank statements and fake tax forms, the DOJ noted. I'm going to read that again. That is incredible. Burden's fraudulent applications included doctor bank statements and fake tax forms, the DOJ noted. Baby, let me explain something to you about the IRS. The IRS is by far one of the most inconvenient institutions ever devised, ever conceived, ever fucking thought of. Without question. And you fail to understand the purpose of the IRS. They are not there to help you. They are there to find ways to get money out of you. Now, they are in a very much a big rush to get money out of you, but they are in no rush to return money back to you. Now, with that being said, do you understand the relationship that the average American has with not the FBI, but the IRS? The average American's relationship with the IRS is, we don't want to upset the IRS because we know that they're gonna seek our money and they're gonna try to go for our money. We understand that, and you thought, in your feeble little mind, in your precious mind, your exceptional mind. We're not gonna say the R word, the R-tarded word. We're going to say exceptional from now on because I want to try to clean up some of my language. I'm going to use the F-bomb sometimes, but I'm not going to try to use racial slurs or slurs towards, people with mental disabilities. Because, again, I don't want to insult those people because I feel that even those people are smarter than these individuals. I feel that those people are much smarter, much more talented than these individuals. That those people are great people. And that these individuals are stupid, just dumb. There's just no helping them. I'm going to read that statement to you one more time, and I want you to think about what's got to be going through this bitch mind. Okay? Burden's fraudulent applications included doctor bank statements and fake tax returns. As we begin a second round of PPP loans for small businesses who are struggling during this pandemic, we will be on alert for fraudsters who seek to take advantage of the program. FBI San Francisco Special Agent in Charge, Craig Fair, said in a statement. Those who wish to defraud programs designed to help those in need should know that the FBI and our partners will pursue every investigative tool available to us to ensure the integrity of those programs and that they remain available to our community's small business owners, Fair said. A little bit here. We got a couple of these cases, man. It's crazy. We got a bunch of these cases. The Small Business Administration's PPP Forgivable Loan Program was first implemented through the March CARES Act. The SBA said Tuesday that it approved more than 400,000 loans so far, worth about $35 billion. The figures were first released by the SBA since the program reopened earlier this month. Roughly 66% of loans were for more than $60,000 or less, with an average loan about $87,000. So we're going to look into these other cases here, because there's a few of these cases here that are pretty interesting. Man used it to buy a Cadillac. What is up with these people doing this crap, man? People need this money. You sitting here buying Cadillacs, bro? We got people buying Cadillacs with small business loan. Come on, man. Listen, you can't justify that, bro. You can't justify that now. You can't justify. How you gonna buy Cadillacs? like the fucking CIA, the FBI, and the IRS ain't gonna notice that shit. Oh, brand new Cadillac. Nothing to see here, folks, you know? Dumbasses. Oh my God. So we're gonna give you a link to these stories here. Posting the link in the Twitch chat right now. Let's go post the link in the YouTube chat. I don't know why you would do this. It's so dumb. It's so fucking dumb. It's so fucking dumb. Like, why would you do this? I don't understand. Like, why? Oh my goodness. Listen. If you're gonna fraud the government, right? If you're gonna defraud the government, what you don't want to do is buy high ticket items. What you don't then want to do is buy high ticket items, because you know what's gonna happen. People are gonna notice that. They're gonna notice that very quickly, and what they're gonna say probably, right, is, holy shit, someone is buying Cadillacs with tax dollars. I mean, what did you think was gonna happen? What did you think was gonna happen? Did you think the IRS, the fucking IRS, wasn't gonna notice that? You think that the IRS is in any rush to give you money? Do you honestly think that they are not in any rush to take your money? So if you do anything like take money from people, do you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna find you. They're gonna have you locked up. They're gonna take your money. All right, California man indicted for $1.7 million PP loan fraud, DOJ. DOJ believes the 49-year-old suspect fled the country. A San Fernando Valley, California man has been indicted for committing payment protection program fraud amounting to $1.7 million, the Justice Department announced Wednesday. Wow. Just wow. Authorities are pressing criminal charges against Armand Manukan, 49, for allegedly receiving more than $860,000 in a PPP loan and submitting two PPP loan applications to the Bank of America worth $1.7 million on behalf of 2 shell companies registered in his name. DOJ believes Manukan fled the country, boarding a flight from Mexico City to Paris with a final destination to Belarus. Wow. 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 That is crazy. Allegedly false tax documents apparently display allegedly false employee wages and company taxes and underwriting packet. And the underwriting packet allegedly did not list any employees. The Small Business Administration approved an $860,000 loan for one of the shell companies. Manukan submitted a second PPP application for $884,748 in June, which the SBA rejected due to a missed deadline or lack of funds. An affidavit shows, according to the DOJ. Oh my God. When an investigator contacted Manukan after noticing suspicious activity with his account, Manukan allegedly said he was going to use the approved loan to open a new limousine business, a story that did not match his application. Listen, that sounds like something you just made up off the top. Yo, they asked that man, what do you need this money for? I'm opening a limousine business. Don't that sound like something you just like make up? Don't that sound like something you just say? You just say this like get the motherfuckers like off your goddamn tail. Man, you can, man. Man, who can. Man, who can say, Daddy wants a brand new watch. Or watches. I don't want to add to the collection. I want to buy a collection. I feel you, man, who can. I feel you, man, you can. Oh, my God. This is fucking sad, man. This is so sad. This is so fucking sad. That's my dog in the background. Here, Azul. Azul, come here. Azul. Azul, come here. Come here. Here. Yeah, see? He's sitting there just fussing at me. Fussing at whoever's on the outside. But man who can, man, he said he wanted to spend money his way. Authorities seized Manukan's accounts in July and searched his home on July 22nd, which resulted in the discovery of 22 debit cards used for unemployment benefits that were registered under the names of different people, the DOJ reported, citing the affidavit. Manukan reportedly said he did not use the debit cards. Congress approved the authorization of the $349 billion worth of forgivable loans in the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security, or CARES Act, in March to help small businesses retain employees during the pandemic. During the pandemic, when U.S. unemployment, I should say, reached a record high. Lawmakers approved an additional $300 million in PPP funding in April after cash ran out quickly for the first round of aid. The government has come under fire for not vetting businesses that apply for loans well enough. You think? Man who can, man. My man said, I don't want the new Jordans. I want the collection. And I don't need y'all to send me no PayPal, no Patreon, no. I don't need no GoFundMe. That's okay. I'll take your money. I'll spend the way I like it. You know, he's this man. This man's like a freaking time traveling Christmas gift receiver. You know how you get a Christmas gift that you don't want and you wish it came with the fucking receipt. Well, that man cut out the goddamn middleman. He said, that's okay. I'll get my own gift with your money. Yo, my man. My man. All right, Bomber Fox in the chat. How you doing, Bomber Fox? Welcome to Welcome to the Pitchfork podcast. Make sure you join the Discord, man. Make sure you also join the Discord chat so you can join the show as well. You want to call in? The number to call in is 253-203-6784. Again, the number to call is 253-203-6784. The number to call into the show is 253-203-6784. Or join my Discord. I'm wanting to get you guys a way to make sure you can participate in the show. So I'm gonna give you multiple ways to do it. You can call into the show with the number 253-203-6784, or you can also join my Discord's voice chat. And if you do that, you get special cookies. You get to be in Discord chat with me all the time. And I also play games in there too. So guys, you want to play games with me? I'll be in Discord chat sometimes. With that being said, guys, make sure you spread the stream. Make sure you like the stream. Make sure you let people know that I run this podcast. Get your pro-cop friends. Get your pro-Trump friends. Get your bootlicking friends. Your authoritarian-loving friends. Get them in the chat. Get them to call in. There is a $50 Amazon gift card for you. Whoever gets the most people to call into the show gets a Alright, so I'm running a contest, guys. Whoever can get the most people to call in, I'm giving out a $50 Amazon gift card. A $50 Amazon gift card. And I'm also doing, next month, $100, guys. A $50 Amazon gift card to whoever just get people to call in. Get them to call in. I want this show to be about participation. I want you guys to engage. Alright? A $50 Amazon gift card for you. Alright? $50. Whoever can get the most people to call in. All right, so we're going to move into the next story, guys. Another story of people just stealing from the government, man. Not stealing from the government, but stealing your tax dollars. This guy brought Cadillacs with the PPP loan money. My man, my man bought a Dodge Charger, Hummer, Cadillacs. My man went in. My man went crazy with it, bro. My man said, listen. He's a time-traveling Christmas gift receiver. He says, don't worry about it. I'll take your money. I'll buy what I want. Don't worry about it. I'll take your money and I'll buy what I want. Don't worry about it, baby. I got you. Don't worry about it. I'll take your money and I'll buy what I want. You know? That's what I'll do. I'll take your money. I'll buy what I want. Thank you very much. All right, so we're going to get into this story. This story is kind of wild, so I'll make sure to open up the Skype lines, guys. Skype lines are open. Whoever can get the most people to call in wins $50 Amazon gift card. I run this contest all month, guys. Make sure you spread the word about the contest being run. Guys, make sure you get people to call in because that's an easy $50 Amazon gift card to win. All right, Bomber Fox. Bomber Fox says in the YouTube chat, pretty good. Was making what I like to call soda can soup. Soda can soup. That sounds delicious. Send me the recipe. I might actually consider eating it. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and get into the stories. Let's go ahead and get into the stories right now, because this show is about stories, not about me. All right. So this story is kind of wild. Detroit man fraudulently applied for PPP aid, used it to buy Cadillacs, Dodge Charger, and Hummer, DOJ. Detroit man fraudulently applies for PPP aid, used it to buy Cadillacs, Dodge Charger, and Hummer, DOJ. Oh my God. Make sure you are subscribing to the channel. Make sure you hit the notification bell, guys, before we get into the story. Let's go ahead and get into the story. All right. In an alleged Motor City money grab, a local man is accused of swiping funds from the Federal Payroll Protection Program, or PPP, which is meant to help keep small businesses afloat amid the coronavirus shutdowns, to buy 2 Cadillacs, a Dodge Charger, and a Hummer, according to federal prosecutors. The Paycheck Protection Program is designed as a lifeline to businesses struggling to survive this current crisis, FBI Special Agent in Charge Stephen M. D'Antonio said. Instead of using these loans to salvage a legitimate business, the defendant allegedly bought expensive personal items for himself and his family. Wow. That is pretty crazy. That is pretty crazy. The Justice Department, or DOJ, said Wednesday that Daryl Baker, 51, of Detroit, Michigan, allegedly applied for and received a $590,000 PPP loan for a defunct solar energy business. The loans were designed to help small businesses maintain payroll as the effects of coronavirus shutdown strained the economy. Baker is charged with lying to obtain money that was supposed to help small businesses struggling with their payroll and expenses due to the COVID-19 pandemic. U.S. Attorney Matthew Schneider said in a statement, "Defrauding banks to obtain loans is never acceptable, and doing so during our current national emergency is unconscionable." Oh my God. Listen, when you start dealing with banks, man, right? When you start dealing with banks, right? I want you to understand something. You're not going to fraud these people and just get away with it, bro. That's not happening. These are banks. They care about money above all else. They care even less about people, right? They don't even care about people. They care about money. They don't care about you. You're not going to just, apply for a loan through a freaking bank and just get away with it. You're not going to just defraud a bank and just get away with it, my friend. That's not happening. You want to know why? Because that is a bank. They're going to get their money. You can bet your bottom dollar they're going to get their money. And when they do, they will have no mercy when it comes to sending the FBI after you. I just want you to understand that. I just want you to get that. There's no negotiation when it comes to a fucking bank. They don't negotiate. They don't ask reasons why. They don't want to talk to you. All they care about is how much money do you got, baby. That's all they care about. Some people got it twisted. They think banks actually care about them. They think that when that nice little lady at the freaking front at the front counter, gives them their banking statements, that nice little lady at the counter, and she actually gives a fuck if you go homeless. They don't, baby. So when you're dealing with banks and you try to defraud them, oh baby, or defraud the government or the IRS, baby, they're gonna come for your ass. And it ain't gonna be pretty. But let's go on here. Investigators said they found that the business, Motor City Solar Energy Inc., saw the state dissolve its corporate status in July 2019. The COVID-19 outbreak was declared a pandemic in March of this year. But PPP paperwork showed Baker had claimed that Motor City employed 68 people and had a $2.8 million payroll throughout last year, according to the DOJ. So your business went under long before this pandemic. Your business went under long before this pandemic. But here you are, sitting here claiming that it was the pandemic that shut down your damn business when you were dissolved back in 2019, my friend. Here you are claiming that it was the pandemic that shut down your business, baby. Now, I got to tell you something. This is just precious. Because while I do believe there are several businesses that were legitimately shut down, there are also some businesses that are bullshitting too. It kind of reminds me of the whole Hurricane Katrina effect. You had people out there claiming that I lost my home when them niggas was living in goddamn trash cans before. I feel sympathy for people who lost homes in Hurricane Katrina and all the lives lost. But let's also be honest. Just like the freaking Boondock said, there were some people who live in a trash can. So now, let's just be honest. Now, let's just be honest. You might as well be like fucking hermit crabs. Just put all the shit on your goddamn back and just walk away goddamn sideways. You know, and just snap your fucking your goddamn claws. Okay, because listen, all right. Some of these businesses were going under anyway. Let's just be honest. Let's just keep it a buck. I am all for supporting businesses, right? I've made a lot of videos about businesses that have went under right now. And I don't like the way the government shut down businesses without providing financial recovery funds that matches the funds that were given to Bank of America, to these big banks, to these shitty goddamn big oil and these big oil and energy companies. You know, I didn't like that either. But however, let's also keep it a buck. Some of these businesses, right? Some of these businesses, them shits was going under anyways. Like, let's just keep it a buck. Let's just keep it a buck. Now, let's not bullshit ourselves. Let's not bullshit ourselves. Let's keep it a buck. Let's be honest. You know, let's be like Dej Loaf from that freaking from that one song. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Yeah. Let's be honest. Let's be real. You know, I'm just saying, some of these businesses were going under anyways. Some of these businesses, they were not going to make it anyways. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. All right. You know, Bomber Fox, you don't have to necessarily give a topic you can contribute to, just anything you want to talk about. If you want to say something that you just got on your head, if you want to just tell me like how your day's going, how has COVID affected your life? How has it affected the lives of your family members? You know, I want to know. I want to know how your life is going. Right. I want to know that. I want to know that. With that being said, guys. With that being said, let's get into the news story. Let's continue to news stories. All right, so 2 days after receiving the loan, Baker allegedly brought 4 cashier's checks and withdrew another $60,000 in cash, according to the criminal complaint. He's accused of buying 2 Cadillac Escalades, a Dodge Charger, and a Hummer. He allegedly gave 1 vehicle each to his sister and brother-in-law and kept the other 2 for himself, investigators said. The FBI is committed to investigating anyone who seeks to take advantage of a global pandemic to line their own pockets at the expense of American taxpayers, D. Antonio said. That's the FBI special agent in charge. Oh my God! That is So we have another story here coming out of California. This one's going to be kind of important. I want people to really tune in on this one here. It's going to open for me. All right. So let me go ahead and get you guys a link to this story in the chat. All right, so also guys in the chat, let me know, Godzilla or King Kong? I'm with Team Godzilla. I'm with Godzilla. Are you guys Godzilla or King Kong? I want to know. I'm going to go see that movie. I might even do a damn review of it because I'm a big fan. Big fan of Godzilla. I'm a big fan of Godzilla, a little bit of a fan of King Kong. But no one is the king of monsters except for the king of monsters, baby. All right. But anyways, guys, I'm running a $50 Amazon gift card giveaway to whoever can get the most people to call in. And that includes yourself. So at the end of the month, if you are the only guy that's called in, you get that money. And by the way, the next month is $100. And the next month, it might even be even more. I'll keep doing that over and over and over again. Because again, I want you guys to participate. I want you guys I want to give back to you guys for giving me so much support over the years. You know, some people think that I don't appreciate the people that actually watch me, and that's not true. I want to give you guys appreciation for giving me so much support over the years. You know, I really do appreciate it. I appreciate everything that you guys do. Manic Pandas in the chat. Welcome, Manic Pandas, to the chat. Welcome to the show. Manic Pandas, if you want to call in, the number to call in is 253-203-6784. Or you can join my Discord. You go get your link to my Discord, guys. That way you have multiple ways to reach out to me. You can talk to me. You don't have to actually call in with your actual phone number. You can just reach out to me on my Discord. There you go. The number to my Discord chat and everything else is going to be glad to be here. Oh, yes. Thank you very much. Glad that you're here. All right, guys. So the number is going to be also in the Twitch chat here. So, guys, I'm also running a contest, guys. I'm running a contest. All right. Whoever can get the most people to call in will win an Amazon gift card. A $50 Amazon gift card. Next month, it'll be $100. And if it keeps going, if I keep getting more and more viewers, more and more people out there who will call in, hey, I might even bring it up to $200. You never know. But again, that depends on you guys. You have the guys who have to start sharing the content, sharing the stream, let people know that I run the stream, guys. If you do that, you can win. If you do that, you can win. And I'm always make good on my word. I will give you the digital code. You give me the email, I will send you the digital code. And it's all yours. I got it sitting on my account right now. I'm just waiting for somebody to come and win it. So that could be you. By the way, guys, I'm going to be doing different giveaways every single month. It's not going to be just Amazon gift cards. It's going to be sometimes I'm going to give out things like sometimes a brand new game, brand new copy of a game. Sometimes I will give out things such as I will give out a digital code to Steam games, actual Steam codes. I will give you Skype credits. I'll give you Netflix credits. Guys, let me know what kind of prizes that you want to win, and I'll give it to you. All right. That being said, let's go and get back into the news. Faced with worsening budget crisis, LA looks to delay paying its bills. Los Angeles leads the nation in countrywide cases and deaths from the coronavirus. So once again, LA is bankrupt. LA doesn't have any money. LA is broke, baby. So a lot of that fancy stuff that you see out of LA, that's just a damn veneer. A lot of that stuff you see out of LA, that is just a damn veneer. It's fake. It ain't real. A lot of that stuff you see out of LA is fake. It ain't real. Just so you understand that a lot of that stuff you see out of LA is fake. It ain't real. Just so you understand that. Faced with worsening budget crisis, LA looks to delay paying its bills. Los Angeles leads the nation in countrywide cases and deaths from the coronavirus. Written by Caitlin McFall of Fox News, published 1 hour ago, which is on February 6, 2021. All right. Los Angeles officials are reeling from a financial crisis that has struck nearly a year into the coronavirus pandemic, prompting city administrators to find creative means to balance their budget. City Administrative Officer Rich Llewellyn, LA's top budget official, revealed in a Friday report that he has asked each department to review all contracts due during the final quarter of 2021 through Let me start over again. City Administrative Officer Rich Llewellyn, LA's top budget official, revealed in a Friday report that he has asked each department to review all contracts due during the final quarter of 2020 through 2021 to see which payments can be deferred to the next fiscal year, according to the Los Angeles Times. If a department believes that they cannot defer all or part of the payment, we ask them to justify the need to make the payment at this time, Llewellyn said, noting the fiscal year ends June 30th, meaning all deferred payments will be made after July 1st. Damn, bro. So basically, LA, let's say that you're a small business, right? And you did some work in LA County. Let's say you are a small business and you did some work in LA County. They are deferring payments. They are not paying people right now. Do you understand how crazy that is? They are not paying people who did work for them. They are not paying people who did work for them. Do you understand how insane LA has to be? How bad at balancing a budget you have to be, right? Because again, stories like this validates everything the right wing says about big cities like LA. You can't even debate somebody on the right if they were to come out and say, LA's a goddamn shithole. You couldn't even say anything because really they're right. If you have to sit here and short small and big businesses, right, and defer payments and not pay people when they've already done work for you, like paving roads, building buildings, cleaning parks, contract work. When people have already bust their ass for you and you don't want to pay them now? You want to defer payments? Are you deferring the governor's salary? Very, very interesting. He said the city needs to know if any contracts prevent it from making deferred payments, accrue significant late fees or interest charges, or if a late payment would potentially harm a local small business. Llewellyn's 47-page report highlighted the city's inability to cover this year's expenses, leaving a $750 million budget gap. Fox News could not immediately reach the mayor's office for comment. California, once touted for its early success in preventing spread of the virus, has been reeling of late, with Los Angeles leading the nation in numbers in the numbers of coronavirus cases and deaths per capita. LA County has reported nearly 1.1 million cases since the pandemic started, a figure that is more than double the next leading U.S. county. God damn. You got 1.1 million cases since the start of the pandemic. Oh my God, that is insane. County officials have also reported nearly 18,000 deaths from the virus over the last year, far more than any other county, according to data collected by Johns Hopkins. That is absolutely fucking bonkers. That is bonkers, yo. That is bonkers. Like, LA has some of the craziest lockdown procedures ever. And yet it's not making a goddamn dent. There just may be too many people in LA. Like, that's just might be just full stop. There might be too many people in LA. I gotta know, right? How many people are in LA? I gotta know. Los Angeles population. Because that would be a big indication to this. How many people? So you mean tell me one city in 2019 had 3.967 million people? You're pushing close to pretty much 4 million people. Okay. Now, the metro area population of Los Angeles in 2020 was 12,447,000, a 0.01 decline from 2019. The metro area population of Los Angeles in 2019 was 12,448,000, a 0.0% decline from 2018. That's fucking insane to have that many people in your city. That I want to give you guys this link to this so that you can kind of understand why Cali is having such a hard time maintaining this shit. Why they have such a hard time fighting this shit. It's just it's next to impossible with these kind of population numbers. It's just next to impossible. You can't really, I mean, you can't really say anything to them because it's just you can't really get mad at them, man. This is kind of insane. Like how do you adjust to this many people? How do you adjust to this many people? What do you do? What do you? I mean I get it to a certain extent. You can't really do anything. It's just too many people at some point. At some point, it's so many people to the point where if you have a global pandemic, there's nothing you can do. You know, and to a certain extent, I get why they're being so draconian with the lockdowns. But you have that many people that could potentially spread the goddamn virus. Because again, that's not just your city at that point. That's the whole state, and potentially that's the whole country. You know, that could be affected by your decisions. You know, when California decides to decriminalize knowingly giving someone HIV, that wasn't just a decision that could affect just Los Angeles and just California, but it could affect the whole country. All right. So let's get into some more stories. We're going to look into a video here. I'm going to go grab something to drink, and we're going to look into a video. So you guys have something to watch here. It's going to be a pretty interesting video. I want you guys to let me know what you think of this video when you guys when we get into it. Alright, so let's go over here. Let's mute this real quick. Plug in my headphones. We're going to watch a video about Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm going to get you guys a link to this video. That way you can have it for yourself. You can just, you don't have to just watch things. You can just go and watch things yourself. I always encourage people to go watch things themselves. I always try to give them the links, you know, the things that I actually use, because I want them to actually watch some things themselves and do their own research. Don't just listen to talking heads, man. Not freaking me, not Tim Pool, not anybody else. Don't just listen to talking heads. Always try to get your own information, man. Always try to do that. You know, and I understand that sometimes, you know, you're working, you don't have time. I get it. I get it to a certain extent, you know. But you should try. You should attempt. You know. Try to get your news from a source that isn't going to just feed you nonsense, right? Try to get your news from a source that's going to be honest with you. I haven't always been the perfect guy, and I understand sometimes like my way of doing things may not be the nicest way of doing things to everybody. I get that sometimes I could be nicer about things, but the one thing that I won't do to you is lie to you. I won't feed you a bunch of BS, man. I won't lie to you because I'm thinking to myself, you know, I don't want to be lied to myself. So I want you guys to question the people who you watch on YouTube. Because I find that there's a whole lot of misinformation on YouTube. And the problem with that is that people begin to believe the misinformation. Right. So, and that's a big problem. That people have forgotten what nuance and context is. That's why at this point I've become a lot more extreme, because I've been just reacting to what people have been giving me. Nuance, context. How many times do you think I see that a day? Rarely. Let's just keep it a buck here. All right. Anyways, we're gonna look into this YouTube video here. This is from I want to say a CNBC. Let's go look into it.
The other story you're tracking there, on Friday, Georgia Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, who has promoted false QAnon conspiracy theories, spoke out after being stripped of her committee assignments in the House. What's she saying?
Well, this first-term Republican is defiant, and she is lashing out at Democrats and a group of Republicans who voted against her to say that she should be removed from her committee assignments as a disciplinary action for her comments that have been incendiary and false, and her support for untrue conspiracies.
I'm fine with being kicked off of my committees because it'd be a waste of my time. You know who I am. I'm a very hard worker, and I'm proud of it. So now I have a lot of free time on my hands, which means I can talk to a whole lot more people.
So you get the sense that Taylor Greene is certainly not looking at committee assignments as a way to get legislation for her constituents passed. Kristen, Peter?
All right, Kelly O'Donnell, of course, her support of former President Trump certainly helped in that. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews,
I will try to be a little bit more courteous about my things, about what I do. So again, I want to say thank you for watching that video there. We're gonna look to another video. I was muted the whole time. I had not realized that. That's my own fault. I apologize for that. Anyways, let's go ahead and look into another story here. All right, so this story is gonna be pretty interesting. So something I'm a little bit concerned about. The Pentagon is gonna start deploying troops to help with the vaccine distribution. So let's go look into that. I'm a little concerned with that. I'm not gonna lie to you. Using troops that way, I'm always kind of nervous when we start using troops for much of anything, you know. I think most people can kind of understand why. All right. So we have a link in the live chat with YouTube and also on Twitch. So let me go ahead. First link right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this. So let's go and take a look at this. See if we can spot. So it's pretty interesting here because I thought that was, Joe Biden has been using troops a lot, man, and that's kind of making me uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Secretary Austin has approved 1,110 active duty service members to support 5 FEMA vaccination centers. A team of 222 personnel will support each one of these mega sites. I think there's 2 different types that FEMA is working to establish in areas of the country. I'm talking in this particular case of the mega sites. These teams will include medical and support personnel. An initial group, 1 team of 222, will be deploying to California, to a site in California in coming days. We expect that they'll be able to get on site on or about the 15th of this month. But I would refer you to FEMA to speak specifically to what location that is. Now that's just 1 team of this initial tranche of 1,100 personnel. We're still working with FEMA to determine what those other teams, what sites those other teams will go to, and in what order. In other words, what the timeline is.
That concerns me, man. I don't like us. Listen, call me paranoid. I don't like it when we start using troops for most anything, man. All right, so we got a few comments on YouTube here. Manic Panda says, "I'll be glad when the lockdown in my Canada is over and my kids can go back to school. I love them, but being stuck at home with a 4- and 2-year-old can try your patience, especially during winter." Also says, laugh out loud. I was wondering why I went quiet. Yeah, I was muted there for a second. My bad. I apologize. But yeah, you do love your kids, and you always do. But, they can definitely try your patience. I totally get that. I can totally get that. I can dig it. I understand. And many parents aren't honest about that. Someone say, oh, my kids, I love them at all times, and they never get on my nerves. And it's like, they get on your nerves sometimes. I'm pretty sure that if you're really a parent, trust me, they will get on your nerves sometimes. Oh, they'll work your goddamn nerves now. Oh my God, they will work your damn nerves now. They'll work it. They'll work it. Yes, sir. They will work your nerves. I can tell you that much. I've had a kid before. They'll do that, but you love them anyways because honestly, it's times you can't get back. Times you can't get back, man. Anyways, let's go ahead and move into another story here. All right. Lou Dobbs tonight has been canceled amid a $2.7 billion lawsuit. Oh my God! Let's get into this one. Lou Dobbs. Oh, Lou. Oh, lemon pepper Lou. They got my boy Lou, man.
And a big shakeup in the Fox Business lineup with Fox News canceling Lou Dobbs tonight, benching the business network's top-rated host. It comes just a day after Dobbs and Fox News were named in a $2.7.
Hold on, I'm gonna rewind this again because this is looking pretty spicy. This is looking pretty spicy right here. This is like this is a spicy meatball, a spicy meatball,
And a big shakeup in the Fox Business lineup with Fox News canceling Lou Dobbs tonight, benching the business network's top-rated host. It comes just a day after Dobbs and Fox News were named in a $2.7 billion defamation lawsuit over false claims about the integrity of the 2020 election. Fox News says that its move on Dobbs was in the works before the suit was filed. The cancellation does bring to an end the decade-long run at the network for Lou Dobbs. He was a staunch supporter of former President Trump and many of Trump's more controversial views.
Hey, thanks for watching.
That is a spicy meatball. Now, more COVID-19 mega site vaccinations are opening, and I don't know if
Pentagon
good
is sending
news.
more than 1,000 active duty.
I don't know if there's a good news or bad news for you, but I'm going to give you that news either way. So let me go ahead and give you that. All right, let's go ahead and play the video. Let's see what happens. Mega sites opening in our nation.
Troops to the front lines of vaccine distribution in the U.S. Some will assist the vaccination effort at new sites in California, with other locations to be announced. The Food and Drug Administration is considering giving Johnson & Johnson emergency use authorization for a single-shot vaccine. So far, more than 36.8 million shots of the vaccines currently on the market have been administered. 7.5 million people are now fully vaccinated. New daily infections are down almost 30% over the last 2 weeks. All this is more than 454,000 people have died from the virus. Michael George is here with the latest on the war against the pandemic. Michael, good morning.
Jeff, good morning. As you mentioned, the White House now sending in the troops. That means deploying more than 1,000 active duty military to help speed up the vaccine distribution. And a new vaccine is on track for approval. But at the same time, health officials are working to track the spread of new COVID variants. More and more mega vaccination sites opened this week in all kinds of places. Casinos in Missouri. In New York, Yankee Stadium's launch was complete with a legendary player.
He used to save ball games. Now he's helping us save lives.
Mariano Rivera asked everyone to play ball.
Now it's time to support you and let you know that it's okay to be vaccinated.
And the National Football League wants into the game, too, offering its 32 stadiums as vaccination sites. All that real estate may be needed. Distribution of a vaccine developed by Johnson & Johnson is now before the FDA for emergency use authorization. The FDA's green light could make 100 million doses available by summer, with the advantage of being a single dose, shown to be 66% effective in preventing moderate and severe COVID cases, and 85% effective against the most severe symptoms.
So again, I want you to understand the difference between what you're getting with the COVID, with the Moderna vaccine, and also Johnson & Johnson. And they're applying for emergency use authorization right now, but it is the single dose vaccine is 66 effective against pretty much overall against moderate to severe COVID-19 symptoms, and 85% effective against most severe symptoms. It's not going to be 100% or even close to 90. I want you to understand that. So, don't get it twisted. Don't misunderstand. Don't get mad at me. I'm just repeating what the experts are telling you. I'm just giving you the news. Right? These people, Johnson & Johnson, they are telling you that this is not going to be, some miracle drug. It's probably not going to be anything that you think it's going to be. It's probably going to be, just every year you're going to have to get some kind of freaking shot, some kind of freaking, booster shot or something that's the equivalent. I want you to understand that. Every year you're going to be taking a COVID vaccine. It's not like a one-time, one and done deal. I'm sorry to tell you. That's not what this is. If that's what you thought, I'm sorry to tell you, that's not what this is. It's not what this is. Some is. That's never what it was. Let's go ahead and keep playing this.
5% effective against the most severe symptoms. It would be the third vaccine, joining Moderna and Pfizer's stressed supplies.
Clearly, we don't have enough of the Moderna, Pfizer RNA vaccines right at this point to deal with the pandemic in the U.S., let alone the world.
Variants spreading fast could threaten the progress already made. One variant from South Africa was found in Virginia, now one of 3 states reporting cases. And the B.1.1.7 strain, first appearing in...
Yeah, so, I mean, you got a few cases, a lot of them in southern states, one of them in South Carolina, my home state, which doesn't shock me because they're still not taking the virus very, very seriously. They're still not taking the virus seriously. After all this, they're still not taking the virus seriously. After all this, they still refuse to take the virus seriously. It won't matter to them. It won't matter until everybody's dead. Some states, it just doesn't matter. Some states, they will never see the point of taking precautions. They're always going to think the virus is a freaking joke because Donald Trump told them so. And those people are foolishly following Donald Trump. Foolishly, stupidly following Donald Trump. Stupidly. The virus is serious, man. And this new strain has popped up in freaking South Carolina, my home state. So all the times, well, you know, the virus could be... That's my home state, man. Come on now. Have some empathy. That's my home state, man. That's my home. And these people are going to get a lot of people killed by not taking this virus seriously because the new strain is in these states right now, man. That's a problem. That's a serious problem.
England showed up in Kalamazoo, Michigan.
This person was obviously exposed by someone else, and likely that there is this variant that is already present in Kalamazoo County.
Meanwhile, the CDC is telling parents in-person school can be done with a reasonable degree of safety even before staff get fully vaccinated. They're expected to announce updated guidelines this week to get children back in school. Dana?
Thank you, Michael. Yeah, some teachers concerned about that, though, still.
Wow, that is really crazy. Let me make sure I give you guys a link. I gave you guys a link to that story, so I want you guys to have that, so you guys can just be able to see what's going on in the world, man. Things are... All right, so we have a caller calling in right now. Let's go ahead and call him back right now. 513. Make sure give me a second. The Skype number is not... I try to call him back, it's not picking up anything. But just to give you guys a little bit of a little bit of a heads up, I'm looking for a reason to give you guys rewards. I'm looking for a reason to do that. So if you guys give me, you know, if you give me a reason to give you rewards, I'll do that. Like basically, I want more people to call in. That's what I want. If you guys do that for me, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. That's how it should work. I want to make sure that these conversations happen. I want to make sure that people can have the conversation, and there's no dishonesty, there's no, you know, back talk. Let's have an honest conversation, face to face. We get on the phone, and we can actually have a conversation about issues. And I've said I wasn't gonna shout as much, wasn't gonna raise my voice as much. I was let people get a word in, but that was with the caveat that it is still my show. That people don't just get to do whatever they want on my show. But let me go ahead and give my boy a call back here. Let's see what we got here. All right. How you doing?
Hello.
How you doing? This is Devil's Advocate with Pitchfork Podcast. How you doing?
Bomber Fox from chat.
All right. How you doing, Bomber Fox? Let me know. What made you want to call in today?
Oh, you were talking about coronavirus, and I was hoping to give some information about how South Korea and even Vietnam handled this.
Okay, go ahead.
South Korea kind of had a head start since they were dealing with the MERS virus in 2015. So they had the ability to learn from that and get a pandemic response team.
Okay. So what do you think was the biggest difference between the way that they the way that they responded versus how we responded? Like the biggest difference?
Biggest difference is they took it seriously, immediately began testing, and they closed down, but they supplemented people's income and gave food to families.
So basically,
if you
go ahead.
If you weren't wearing a mask and police caught you not wearing a mask, they would just drive up and say, "Here, wear this," and give you a mask.
So they weren't even like heavy-handed with it. They were kind of like soft with it, but they took it seriously at the exact same time.
Oh yeah, and they were hit the exact same time we were.
So I mean, if Donald Trump took the exact same strategy, he might still be president, and on top of that, we might not be dealing with a whole bunch of BS then.
Well, if he did the same thing, we wouldn't still be dealing with it right now, as South Korea and even Vietnam open.
So would that had Donald Trump did exactly as you had just suggested, would he have had your vote?
No.
Why not?
Because I base it on everything he's done since he's been president, and just the amount of things that he's been able to get away with. The rise in white supremacy, the whole Ukraine thing, and even having Rudy Giuliani stalk one of our ambassadors and try to scare her.
Right. So
and yeah.
Well, can I ask another question? What was it in particular about Donald Trump that made you turn away from him? Like, again, we can go to like hyperbolic type of incidents, but what was the pivotal turning point for you? Or did you never give him like an actual chance?
I can't really say there was a pinnacle because there's just so much going on, but I noticed his following, the cult-like following that he had,
right?
And his attack on the First Amendment basically calling everything that disagreed with him fake news and just being a general fascist.
Okay. Would you say that you identify as more left or more right?
Identify more center left.
Center left. Okay. So what is your opinion on guns?
I'm okay with home defense and some hunting activities, but there's like certain military weapons that if we can get like an accountable police force and just like a general lower threat level, I can see some gun regulations. I'm a gun owner myself.
So which type of weapons are you talking about?
High capacity magazines and
what is high capacity in your opinion?
I'd say above 30.
Above 30.
Yeah.
I've never heard I've never heard that one be considered, like usually like a threshold is like more than like 10, usually, but you say above 30, maybe we could actually work with that, I mean that's not bad. That's not a bad actual starting place,
Yeah. For handguns, I'd say probably 15.
Why 15 with handguns?
I'd say that's enough for self-defense purposes. Okay. You can get more than one magazine.
Okay. So what do you think Joe Biden's going to do when it comes to gun rights? So you think he's going to try to bring in more gun control?
I think he might. Although there's a chance that he's probably going to be moderated, if you know what I mean.
Right. So is there anything about the Biden administration so far that you don't care for?
I mean, it's too early to tell, but I do like the fact that he got things accomplished that I've been working on, like abolishing private prisons.
Right.
Abolishing private prisons. You remember the stopping weapons sales to Saudi Arabia?
Right.
He's stopped the sales of weapons to Saudi Arabia.
Is there anything that you would criticize him on?
I would criticize him on there's a fear among left-leaning people that Biden's going to be the Charlie Brown to the GOP's Lucy.
And what does that mean exactly, in case people don't understand?
If you remember the Charlie Brown cartoons, every time Lucy would like hold up a football for Charlie Brown to kick, he would run at it and she would lift it right at the last moment, and Charlie Brown would fall over.
Right, because you might have somebody watching, they might not get the reference. I get it, of course, because I'm 1,000 years old, but I get the reference. Not everybody might not get the reference, but that's very, very interesting. So basically, I've noticed that among a lot of left-leaning crowds that people feel that Joe Biden is not going to be progressive enough, that he's gonna punt on a lot of these issues. One issue in particular that I thought was pretty interesting is that I thought he said within the first week he was going to pass an executive order legalizing marijuana.
I don't think he will be able to do that with executive order.
Yeah.
It would be nice, but, he probably can't do that.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was pretty interesting that a lot of the things that he was promising, not only did he not really pass through, people are kind of like casually just ignoring. I mean, and I guess compared to Trump, he is he's a breath of fresh air, I guess, for some people. So it's kind of hard. Like, basically, hey, so long as he's not Trump, I don't care. So I get it from that standpoint. But I mean, at the same time, it's like people are acting like he's almost perfect, and that's what kind of worries me. Do you think that's a thing, or maybe I'm just being a little bit too like paranoid?
Well, you're right that he does have a cult-like following.
Do you find it weird that the cult-like following came as almost a backlash to Trump, that these people don't really like Biden? They just hate Trump that much that they'll follow
Biden? I don't think there's really much of a cult-like following of Biden, because especially on the left, they're very critical of him, but they're really glad that Trump is gone. So I think there's going to be a major push for them to sort of force his hand, kind of like the labor movement forced FDR's hand.
Right. So is there anything else that you want to share or tell the audience about? Any kind of issues, any kind of causes that you want to raise awareness to?
Oh, hydroxychloroquine. Since we're on the subject.
Okay, hold on. Let me go look at hydroxy. I took that before when I was in combat. It was, I think they use it for malaria, and we called them the shitty pills because they would make you shit so bad. It just got to your stomach so bad. Oh my gosh! Let me go ahead and just start talking about it. But I'm going to look up that on part.
Okay. What hydroxychloroquine is, it's a anti-parasite, because malaria is caused by a parasite. So if you can kill the parasite, you can prevent, you can keep yourself from getting malaria. It's not really the best thing for a virus, which is something different. And what it also does is it's an immunosuppressant. That's why it's used for treating lupus.
Right, because I'm looking it up like as you're speaking, and everything you're saying is like panning out. Yeah, it says right here from the Mayo Clinic right here. It says that it is used to treat lupus. Yeah, so everything you're saying so far is actually true.
The problem with hydroxychloroquine is not only will it suppress your immune system, but it will put you at risk for a heart murmur.
And what's in case people don't understand what a heart murmur is, can you kind of explain that to the audience?
I believe a heart murmur is like an irregular heartbeat of sorts.
Right.
The sort of thing that you actually should shock someone for.
So I mean,
and if you get a bad enough heart murmur, that could lead to heart problems and death.
So in other words, this stuff, you probably shouldn't be taking it unless a doctor tells you specifically to freaking take it.
I wouldn't even take it for coronavirus if a doctor told me.
So in other words, Donald Trump gave some people probably some deadly advice.
Yeah, I mean, he went from joking about sunlight, which, you would have to get UVC, which is something that the sun does put out but is blocked by our atmosphere. And, he joked about using bleach, and then he goes on this after some of his investments were in the company that makes hydroxychloroquine.
Listen, let me point something out. Other medical problems. The president of other medical problems may affect the use of this medicine. Make sure you tell your doctor if you have any of the medical problems, especially stomach or bowel problems. Use with caution. May make these conditions worse. Oh Jesus! So the more you take it, the worse your bowel. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Jesus. Listen.
Think of Formula 51.
Listen, bruh. Listen. You gotta understand. You gotta hear me, son. You gotta listen to me, son. Listen. Back when I was in combat, right, we was taking hydroxychloroquine. And the problem with our unit was cheap as fuck. So they would only buy 1-ply toilet paper. Let me tell you something, man. There's nothing worse than having diarrhea with 1-ply toilet paper. We couldn't get 2-ply for shit. So we was listen. Before we took one wipe, we was wrapping up our fucking hands like goddamn Muay Thai fighters, okay? Like, seriously.
Oh, no.
Yo, we was taking the toilet paper because we were so scared to our ass because we had diarrhea boo-boo. So we didn't want to get boo-boo. We didn't want to get goddamn boo-boo fingers, okay? So we was tying our hands up like we was damn Floyd Mayweather about to go fight Oscar De La Hoya, you know? We wrapped that shit up like a damn condom. And it was horrific. I mean, we was shitting for damn days, bro. Like it got so bad we had cats out doing Gatorade runs, bro, because we need some fluids. Yo, it was terrible. Hydroxychloroquine, yuck to hydroxychloroquine. That shit is awful. It should be outlawed. Anybody who takes it is a damn dum-dum. That shit is terrible for you. Don't ever take it. You will shit your fucking soul out. Don't do it to yourself. I'm telling you.
Well, there's some legitimate uses, like
there isn't. Stop lying to these people. That's just horrible.
Okay.
You just want to see people shit out their fucking guts. That's all, you monster. I'm just kidding. Go ahead. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I got bad memories, damn it. I've been scarred for life.
Yeah. I've heard of some legitimate uses, like it being an antiparasite, and it treats lupus as well.
Right. Have you ever worked with?
Okay.
You just want to see people shit out their fucking guts. Have you ever seen people actually take it before?
Nope.
Have you ever taken it before?
No, my mom wanted to if she ever got coronavirus.
Oh my God. Oh, so how was that like so is your mom more like left leaning or right leaning or what?
Right leaning.
Oh God, so you
She's
live
a Trump supporter.
Oh no. Is she considered storming the goddamn Capitol?
Luckily she didn't.
No. That's not what I asked you. That's
I don't think she was considering that.
What? Why?
I don't think she was considering it.
Well, I mean, I'm glad, but how is it having to, have a Trump supporter in the home?
It's just like they get so wrapped up in conspiracy theories and just so wrapped up watching Fox News that it's really hard to talk to them.
Is it? Like, okay, so what like this kind of gives the people some like examples of how how it gets.
It's like talking to someone who would not. It's like someone talking to someone who would not listen to you. Their every answer to anything that goes against a narrative is, we just disagree. So
basically,
and
they pulled the same trick of basically when you agree with them, it's like, well, see, now you are a true-blooded American. You are a true-blooded American, and then so you disagree. Well, we just got to agree, disagree, and then all of a sudden they use that basically as a way of not losing, not winning, but not losing. Basically, either I go into a draw or I win. It's the most disingenuous form of freaking having an actual conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how bad has it actually gotten?
It's just, it gets so bad that I have to just, say, I don't want to fight. I'm just going to leave the room.
So have you ever had a point where it might have gotten physical?
No.
Okay. So I'm glad that you're not as crazy as some families, because some families have actually gotten physical over this situation. Do you think that the country will ever quite recover from the damage of Donald Trump and his supporters?
It depends on if people can just get them away from the constant stream of their media.
And when you say their media, what do you mean?
Things like OAN, Fox News, and Newsmax.
Okay. So do you think that it's just a mainstream media, or do you think that some YouTubers also might play a role in that?
Oh yeah, YouTubers like Tim Pool, Carl Benjamin.
So what is it?
Makad.
What is it about those YouTubers that you find so detestable?
I find so detestable that they don't read anything that they're talking about, and they just spin nonsense nonstop, not even bothering to fact check or anything.
So can you give me an example of Sargon or maybe like Temple or something like that? Well, or something like a recent claim that they've made that you've pretty much discovered that was kind of bullshit.
Oh, Sargon's been going on with the election fraud stuff.
Well, isn't Sargon like British? Why the fuck would he even care?
Because he's a Trump supporter.
A British Trump supporter whose country? What?
Yeah, there's Trump supporters all over the world, unfortunately.
So I want let me help me understand something, right? These are the same people who were shouting at others, saying, "Hey, not my president, right? Not my president." You just sitting there shouting, "Not my president, not my What are you talking about? Not my president? This is not. What you mean, not my president? Guess what? He's your president." And then if someone from like a different country says, "Hey, not my president," "Oh, you fucking idiot! Of course, not your president. You in a different goddamn country." And so now it's like, he's my president, even though you're in a similar country. I listen.
Mm-hmm.
Listen. There are times where I don't want to insult people, because you heard me in the podcast, right? I'm trying to be nicer. That's the thing. I know I can be mean. I know I can be really, really rude, really mean, but I just feel some people fucking deserve it. Don't you?
Yeah.
Like people always come through and say, hey, you could be nicer, but you notice that it's never when it comes to opinions that mostly black people share. You notice that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Knows when it comes to police or military or cops or fucking same thing or goddamn politicians, it's always you have to be more nuanced and have more of a deep introspective opinion. You gotta do 20 million hours of research. But then one guy says, hey, I think black people are less intelligent than white people, based on these fucking surveys that I got them found. Suddenly we don't need research no more, right?
I found most of the research on black intelligence has been really poorly researched, and like the bell curve was based on I mean, a lot of its sources were like alt-right pseudo-journals, and he left out a lot of tests that would have actually debunked his studies, and there were variables that he left out. So he's like, he has this conclusion. It might not be necessarily based on racism, but this GOP idea of drowning the government in a bathtub,
right,
or making it seem like it's really ineffective, and he just pulled up the data to back his preconceived notions.
Can I ask you a question, just out of curiosity? What do you think is going to become of the far left in this country now that Joe Biden's in power? Do you think the far left has a dragon to slay anymore, or do you think that now they're going to kind of like calm down? What do you think is going to happen to the far left in this country?
I would suggest seeing what we can get through and see what we can get Joe Biden to do. If we can get...
Go ahead.
If we can get some more abolition of private prisons, prison reform and stuff like that, I'll be pretty happy.
So in other words, you're optimistic about the Biden administration. Am I correct? Am I incorrect?
More optimistic than when I voted for him. I just wanted Trump out.
Okay. So this is less about Joe Biden and more about your hatred of Trump. Would you be honest to say that? It was more about it was less about how great Joe Biden was and more about how bad Trump was.
Yeah.
Okay, so you saw Trump as you saw Biden as more of a, all right, I've had the crazy train, now I just want to step down.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, I'm gonna be honest. Some people out there would call that selfish. A lot of people would call that stupid. But you know what I call that? I call it honest. Honest. And honestly, to tell you the truth, the reason why I voted for Joe Jorgensen is just I wanted Trump out. Like I couldn't vote for Trump. I voted for him in 2016. I did. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I gave him a chance. I honestly gave him a fucking chance, man. He's just insufferable. You can't support the guy because the second that you say even one thing wrong about him, right?
Yep.
He will go out of his way to fucking destroy you, man. And it's just like, again, he sat there and ignored people who would gladly support him, gladly do it. All for the sake of certain special interest groups like fucking Blue Lives Matter, the goddamn cop unions, the fucking racist parts of the goddamn party. It's just like, again, if you had just ignored those people, I think that Donald Trump would still be president. And unfortunately, well, at least fortunately, I would say, unfortunately for him, the Trump name is just toxic now. It's radioactive.
Yep.
Nobody wants to go anywhere near him. Like, do you think that Donald Trump could actually run again in 2024 and like win?
I don't think he will, but I wouldn't underestimate the movement at this point in time because it's really hard to get even the GOP to be honest and hold him accountable for what he's done. Despite all of this, they still didn't want to certify the election results.
Well, here's the thing. Right, that was more like politics, right? That was more politics. I'm not gonna hold them against that because they're just trying to play the freaking party line. They're all stupid for doing that. But again, I have a much easier time calling a crowd of people stupid than like individuals. If it's been so many Republicans, I'm going to say that they're all goddamn stupid. Because again, if you were so embarrassed about what your party is doing, then guess what? You could always leave your goddamn party. They stayed with the goddamn party. Mm-hmm. So they deserve the freaking tar and the pepper too. All of them. Mitch McConnell, Kevin goddamn McCarthy, all of them. Because while people, you know, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Do you think it's strange how so many Republicans are trying to play the game of like hot potato, like they're trying to pretend like they didn't support the election, the election conspiracies?
Oh, they're gonna try to get away from that. Like this, like the talk radio version of Hannity going, "Oh, I support true conservatives," and then when like after Sean Hannity supported Bush all those years, he's like, "No, that's not a true conservative."
So I mean, what was it about Donald Trump in particular do you think made those people turn? Was it just his fans putting pressure on them, or was it just Donald Trump was truly that convincing to even those people?
I think it could be a bit of holding hostage for certain members, another part just being stupid and naive, and another part power hungry.
So, just out of curiosity, how would you rate the Joe Biden presidency so far on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being just absolutely fantastic?
The general presidency, or?
Yes, so far.
Oh, Joe Biden's presidency?
Yes,
I would
sir.
give about a 6 or 7.
A 6 or 7. What will make it perfect? A perfect score for you?
I would like some sort of universal health care. Like there's many different models we can go by, and I would like restraints on ICE, closing of Guantanamo Bay, and further emphasis on fair justice.
So basically, you are what I would call a progressive, in other words.
Yes.
Awesome. You know, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I was intentionally, like, I don't mind having Trump supporters on my channel, but I was trying to get more of you guys on my channel. And do you want to know why?
Why is that?
It's mainly because, you know, I know I'm very right leaning, but the thing that keeps me to the left is the police. And so I feel like a lot of you guys have like shunned me like unfairly, because some of the best arguments you probably had against speaking police was probably me, because I nail them every fucking day. I do this shit every day. So I mean, what I would love for you to do is share it with you. Share this conversation. What I'm gonna do for you is I'm gonna clip this for you, because I would like to kind of clip it and so you can have like an actual separate video, and I'm gonna upload it. That way you can have it. Look for it probably tomorrow morning, maybe like before noon. I'm going to upload it, and that way you can kind of have a copy of it, so that you can kind of see that I want to. This is kind of what I want the channel to eventually become: conversations with average people about their issues, about the issues that goes on in their country. That's the kind of shit that makes me excited, because I like talking to common people, because that's how I know where all the goddamn problems are. You know, a lot of people they just want to hear from people who agree with them. I want to hear from people who I don't agree with. I agree with most of what you said there. I mean, I'm with the whole, you know, healthcare thing, police reform, and some other things that you said that I don't actually agree with. But that's the point. I want to talk about that shit. So maybe you can actually convince me. I want to be convinced that our immigration policy was bullshit. I want to be convinced that our foreign policy was bullshit. I want to be convinced of that. Because that would make me, that would make, things make a lot more sense to me. Instead of me being so wishy-washy in the goddamn centuries all the time. I want to actually take an actual position. So I want you to actually change my mind. And I want to have actual conversations. This whole channel isn't about getting subscribers and everything else. I do that stuff to drive up the numbers so that I can have more conversations. I can get more eyes on stuff. But again, I just like doing this kind of stuff. It actually brings me joy. But is there any other cause that that you see out there in the country, or a situation that you don't think is having enough eyeballs on?
I can't really think of anything at the moment.
All right. Is there any politician that you think people should keep their eyes on?
Not at the moment, no.
All right. Well, is there anything else that you want to add?
Nope. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, one last thing. King Kong or Godzilla?
Gojira.
Gojira. All right. My man, Team Godzilla, baby. Always and forever. Thank you very much, man. It's been a pleasure having you. I would love to have you again. By the way, you are so far in the lead for a $50 Amazon gift card. So you're in the lead. So I'm going to announce the winner next week. And by the way, next month is going to be $100. And next month, in the following next month, I might do $200. So again, like you can start winning prizes now. All right, man. But hey, thank you very much for calling in. Be safe. Wear a mask. Don't get COVID. All right.
Take care.
All right. Peace, man. All right. That was my man. Hey, thank you guys for joining the podcast today. That was very good, man. I love having these conversations, man. I really do. Hey, guys, check it out. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you keep this conversation going. Next week, I'm announcing the winner of the $50 Amazon gift card. Next month, it's going to be $100. Next month after that, you know what? I will do $200. So next month in March will be $100. And in April, $200, because guess what? April is my birthday month. I'll be 35 years old. All right. Thanks for watching. Tune in next time at 1 p.m. 1 p.m. Pacific. Okay? 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I appreciate you guys for watching the channel. I really do. That's why I'm doing the awards. That's why I'm doing more conversations. I appreciate you guys supporting the channel. Anyways, guys, until next time, don't get COVID. Be safe. Don't go storming the Capitol. Horns up. Peace out. Love you all. Take care.